Hello and welcome. In my years working right at the intersection of hospitality and technology, I've seen some incredible innovations transform our industry. And that's exactly why I'm so excited to be here with all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, as we kick off this online learning journey together.
Our goal here is pretty simple. We want to give you practical, high-quality knowledge that you can actually use from day one in your careers. We're going to be digging into the kind of AI-supported practices that are really shaping the future of how hotels operate, all based on real-world industry experience. So let's dive right in. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to tackle a really critical topic in modern hotel management. We'll start by uncovering a huge problem I like to call the unseen inefficiency. Then we'll look at the smart solution, take a peek under the hood to see how the AI actually thinks, and of course, talk about how guest comfort is always guaranteed. To wrap it all up, we'll look at the massive operational impact of all this. Okay, let's get right to the heart of it. In my experience, when you're talking about making a hotel run well, there is no single bigger factor for the bottom line than managing the energy in your guest rooms. It's a huge and, often invisible cost. Now take a look at this number. 60%. What is that? Well, get this. A typical hotel room is empty, unoccupied for nearly 60% of the day. Just let that sink in for a second. More than half the time, we are literally paying to heat or cool an empty box. And this one fact, this is the key to unlocking a massive amount of waste. So here's the crucial idea to grasp. Every single room is its own little microclimate. The room on the top floor that gets all the afternoon sun is a totally different world, thermally speaking, than one on the ground floor in the shade. Now multiply all those unique rooms by that 60% vacancy rate, and you start to see the scale of the problem. We're talking billions in wasted energy costs around the world. Okay, so we've laid out this massive inefficiency. The big question is, how do we fix it? Well, the answer lies in a smart solution that perfectly bridges that gap between saving money and delivering a perfect guest experience. This slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got the old way of doing things, the traditional reactive thermostat. All it does is measure temperature. But on the right, that's where the magic happens. An AI system like Verdant is proactive. It's intelligent. It doesn't just read the temperature, it uses advanced sensors to know if someone is actually in the room, which lets it automate and optimize energy in a way that old tech it just can't. And this brings us to my favorite part. How does this technology actually work? We're going to go inside the intelligent thermostat, which is really like having a dedicated little brain working inside every single guest room. The whole process is actually pretty elegant. First, its sensors and AI algorithms figure out if the room is truly empty. As soon as it's sure, it starts what's called a deep setback. It just lets the temperature drift naturally. But here's the clever bit. While it's drifting, the AI is constantly calculating how long it'll take to get back to comfort. So the absolute second a guest walks back in, the system instantly fires up and restores that perfect temperature. Let's just focus on that incredible third step for a second, dynamic recovery. Because this is really the secret sauce. This isn't some simple on-off switch. The AI is always learning the unique thermal DNA of every room. How fast does it heat up in the morning sun? How quickly does it cool down on a chilly night? That intelligence is what guarantees the temperature never gets so far off that it can't be fixed in just a couple of minutes. Now, of course, none of this tech stuff matters if the guest isn't happy, right? And that is why this next section is so important. This technology isn't just about saving energy, it's about delivering what we call invisible service. The philosophy here is something we all aim for in hospitality. The absolute best service is the kind a guest never even has to think about. This system just works so quietly and smoothly in the background that the guest never, ever feels a compromise. All they know is that every time they walk through that door, their room feels perfectly comfortable. So for your guest, what this means is just seamless, uninterrupted comfort. Honestly, this system is so fast, it can often get the room back to the target temperature before they've even had a chance to put their bags down. And because everything is monitored in real time, it helps prevent system breakdowns before they can ever turn into a guest complaint. It's all about delivering a perfect room every single time. All right. Finally, let's talk about the operational impact. Because for hotel owners and their engineering teams, this kind of technology is an absolute game changer. It boosts the bottom line and makes their day-to-day work so much more efficient.
And here's the number that makes everyone sit up and listen. This proactive approach can cut a hotel's HVAC-related energy use by up to 45%. In our industry, that isn't just a small saving, that is a massive, direct hit to your operating costs, probably one of the biggest efficiency gains a property can make. And it goes beyond the savings. The platform really empowers the whole hotel staff. Your engineering team gets a centralized dashboard where they can see what's happening in every single room in real time. They can fix issues remotely, proactively, often before a guest even knows there was a problem. The system basically automates your efficiency, making energy savings a core part of your hotel service. So, if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that smart technology has completely changed the game. We no longer have to choose between profitability and the guest experience. It actually makes both better. We can be more efficient, more sustainable, and at the end of the day, deliver an even more luxurious stay. And that brings me to my final question for all of you. As you become the future leaders of our industry, what other invisible processes will you pioneer to completely redefine how hotels operate?